Morning, Charbel again. It's such a treat to connect with you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Actually, it's so funny. Well, good evening. In are
Yeah.
you in Beirut or are you in the
Yeah, I'm in
Lebanon?
Beirut. Yeah, in
Okay, you are
Beirut.
in Beirut,
Yeah.
and it's excruciatingly hot, and it's only the beginning of the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Too much. Too much.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sweating.
It's so funny because over here in Canada where I'm at,
Mhm.
it's the furnace was running this morning. So the heater of the house was running this morning. I was shocked. Yeah. So, uh, but I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that we could connect again to talk about work life, student life in Beirut, in Lebanon, and what you're seeing and hearing when it comes to work, technology, um, and we can touch on also some of your, some of the things you're very passionate about as well, which is I know the um, physical training and whatnot as well at the end. So I'm hoping that yeah, we can cover a lot today.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with studies? Like, so you have an interesting sort of background. So you finished sort of service, and then you decided you want to go and do higher education. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was at the Lebanese army
Yeah,
for 5 years, I think. Yeah, I was a sergeant.
yeah.
So, at the army, you're facing physical exercises, workouts, all time. So that's the background, my background.
Yes, yes.
So I served for 5 years and then I quit.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm now at the university at the first year. I uh, uh, I took courses in nutrition, sports nutrition especially.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, for 9 months, 12 months.
Yep.
In psychology, eating disorders. Uh,
It's a
yeah, and
huge
then I,
it's a huge problem right now. A lot of
yeah,
people,
yeah,
yeah, have
yeah,
dysfunctional eating habits.
yeah. So here I am.
Yeah. What drove you to pursue university education or higher education after military service? Why did
Yeah.
you decide you want to study some more?
Uh, I love studying. I love studying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either when I was at the Lebanese army, I was searching for knowledge, reading articles. Yeah. So I'm always reading books, history all the time. Yeah.
I told some of the previous people I connected with, I said, one of the things that shocked me when I was in Lebanon last June
Yeah.
was the number of educational institutions that actually are in the country. It's a small country. It doesn't have
Yeah.
a huge population, but it has a lot of educational institutions. And I think it speaks to how much Lebanese really appreciate higher education. They really
Yeah.
want to advance themselves by studying.
Yeah.
Is that something? I mean, you can sort of see for yourself first of all, because to come out of a service and then decide to go to university. I mean, you were probably a little bit older than most students, right, when you entered university, right?
Yeah, but I have like students at 30s, at 40s. I have a student 42
Oh wow,
years old. Yeah. So education never stopped.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the quote of the day. Education never
Yeah.
stops. I heard it said too, when you stop studying, when you stop learning, that's when you know you're old. You really are
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so student life, you're in the middle now of trying to finish that. You're actually done your first year now, right? You just finished it
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
And do you do? I'm just curious. When I went to university here, we did a co-op. I think you would call it there a stage. Um,
Next year, I'm going to do a stage in
okay,
the schools.
okay. So after you're finishing, sorry, when you're going through school, you do a stage. I mean, this is when I did mine. my co-op, they call it here.
Yeah.
I got a lot of really useful experience. I mean, it gives you perspective. It helps you understand what's going on out there
Hmm.
beyond student life, what's going on in work life. But I mean, does it scare you a bit? I have to ask this question. I mean, it doesn't scare. What really scares a former sergeant from the military? But I want to say the Lebanese labor market, does that scare you? The Lebanese labor market?
Uh, I don't think, no, no,
No, no.
no. Especially me, I was the Lebanese army, I was sergeant. I have a platoon. Okay, so
Amazing.
yeah, so working with students or clients or whatever
Yeah,
isn't a big problem.
yeah. uh, do you ever think about the like will there do you ever say, okay, well, will I find a good job, will I find a job that I can, make good money with, support myself, my family, whatever, like, does that cross your mind as a student or not really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's the big idea or the
Okay.
big yeah, imagination, not just thinking about. It's all about what everyone thinks.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
especially
I'm hearing
when
the
he's in the middle of
psychology.
the 20s. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
especially
it
yeah.
go ahead, sorry, go ahead, I apologize, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying when a person starts to be in the middle of the 20s, so everything storming ideas. Yeah,
The Lebanese are, from what I know, some of the most tough people uh, on the planet, and I've seen them very, very, very resilient, very almost stubborn, too stubborn sometimes, but
mm,
they're very persistent in most cases, and that's why they continue pursuing their life goals, their career goals. So I love how you touched on the psychology of it. It's really about attitude, and they have a certain way of amazing that I find the Lebanese, they have an interesting way. Part of it is, you tell me if I'm wrong, but part of it is they almost don't care, or they become used to challenge, and then another part of it is they're very, very persistent and just um, they just don't stop working at their goal.
yeah,
you know, because I know sports psychology is obviously a big subject, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. A big society also.
Yeah, it's interesting too. We're touching on just kind of the color of Lebanese life, and you talk about self-image, eating disorders.
Yeah,
Um, wow, I know Lebanon has, a lot of people place now more than ever, it seems, such a almost a crazy obsession with their looks, their image.
yeah,
Is that true, or
yeah,
is it
yeah,
just the
yeah. It is
TV,
true.
or is it just the
No,
TV
no,
shows?
no, no. It is the truth.
Hmm.
You came here and you saw the people. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's how do I say it? It's interesting that they've always appreciated those qualities, that refined, that fashion, that looking good,
yeah,
that feeling good. But now, like you said, in some cases, it's gone the other way, and they're doing sometimes a little bit crazy things, right?
yeah,
Cosmetic surgeries and this and
yeah, yeah.
that, and yeah,
Freezing the fat, whatever. Yeah.
yeah. What does it look like for you and your student colleagues, or even family friends? Like, so the one thing that we're trying to do with Remote Work Lebanon is we're trying to identify companies, businesses, or institutions outside of Lebanon that are willing to employ people through the internet to do work. Do you find a lot of people are doing more remote work, or
Uh, I know people working remotely, but not in physical education or in sports or in coaching.
yes?
Uh, yeah, maybe in businesses, maybe in data science, maybe in computer science or other fields, but in sports, uh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
not so much, hey?
Yeah, but I see applications
Hmm.
works here from outside. You know, like Kick Off, it's an application works
Mhm.
offer one-on-one personal training sessions via text, via live. Uh, yeah, so it works.
The gym, and that's interesting. Two things there I noticed. So you said one, administration, business, data science, which are classically now becoming more for remote work enabled or
Yeah,
hybrid.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but the gym. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, you had a thought
No,
there.
no, no. I'm just confirming. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just yeah, I've seen that, and I think it's exciting. And the gym, it's so funny. I have a really hilarious story for you. Um, so months ago, I was considering a trainer,
Hmm.
and when I talked to the trainer, this is an IFBB, I think that
Hmm.
it's IFBB Pro. She had an incredible physique, okay, like dedicated
Yeah.
nutrition, training, the full 9 yards. But when I asked her, I said, "Well, how do you train people?" And she said to me, "Well, I use a remote model. So what I do is my clients benefit from a slightly lower, actually probably a materially lower hourly rate. And what she does is she works, like you said, with applications, and the clients submit to her on a regular schedule video clips of their workout.
Hmm.
And I was surprised because I didn't know people do training through the internet. So do you think it's effective, by the way? Do you think it can wait? Do you think it can be effective for some people or no?
Yeah, can be effective, of course. For some people, you said, for some
Mm,
people who have motivation, who have their goals, okay? You know, everyone who has goals, okay?
mm.
Uh, work for it, even in person or remotely or live or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see a lot of people using this even in Lebanon? Like, I'm curious, do
Yeah,
people do training
yeah,
remotely in Lebanon?
yeah, yeah,
Really?
yep.
Hmm. Um, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know. I mean, I've heard of certain things like I know one lady in Ottawa, for example, she said she attends yoga class
Hmm.
in Beirut, but she does it through the internet from Ottawa.
Yep, yep,
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's something to explore. Are you training? I'm just curious. A lot of students and people who are very physically, blessed. They have great physiques and strength and like you said, motivation and everything and
yep.
skills. Are you training some people on the like just for yourself now on the side while you study or
Yeah, I'm training here, one-on-one, here in gyms. Yeah. I
nice?
have 10, 15 clients. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm working here with them.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a business unto itself, right?
I did once a diet plan
Hmm.
for for my mother's aunt. She lives in Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did for her a diet plan, and she's fine with that.
That's exciting. That's
Yeah,
exciting. Yeah, you should tell her to encourage her friends, her family, her colleagues to do more.
yeah,
I mean, that's another part of training that most people are not aware is, yeah, being in the gym is one thing or whatever, but nutrition and nutrition planning, that's a whole other thing. Is that something that you do you help your clients? I'm just curious with some nutrition planning.
yeah. Of course, of course. Nutrition is the number one.
Okay.
First of all, nutrition, then sleep, then we go for workout.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
music to my ears because that's the classical, like you said, nutrition and supplementation,
yep,
sleep, and then of course hard work, right?
yep. Of course.
Hmm. Okay, so I want for those who haven't even visited Lebanon, so I just want to touch on this. Just Lebanon for me, what amazed me is that it's got a little bit of everything. It's got obviously the mountains, it's got the hills, it's got the sea,
Yeah,
it's got like you'd think people in Lebanon would be very physically active. Are they?
yeah, yeah,
They are?
yep. They
Wow.
are.
What kind of activities do you see people doing in Lebanon to stay healthy?
Hiking, for example, hiking, swimming, gyms. The gyms are full every day, every time.
Wow.
Yeah, the classes, the yoga classes, the boxing classes, the Muay Thai classes, the karate.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
So people are very enthusiastic about
yeah, yeah.
staying healthy.
Especially in the pandemic from 2020 till now.
Hmm.
Yep.
I'm just curious, how did the pandemic change the way in Lebanon anyway, the way people approach health and wellness? Did it affect them?
I think yeah.
Okay. In what
I
way
think
though?
yeah.
Like,
Uh, I think people in this pandemic
mhm,
started looking at their wellness, at their lifestyle more than in the past years.
okay.
Start going to the gyms, start going hiking to the mountains. Uh, yeah, so
Hmm.
everything's changed in the pandemic, I think.
And so much to, I mean, in Canada, there's been a ton of fallout from the pandemic. One of them was, I think, a lot of people's emotional and mental health.
Yeah,
Actually, it became worse. It degraded. Again, the Lebanese being tough, but from what I can tell, I could be wrong. It also affected them like on an emotional and mental level. They went through so many challenges in the last six
yeah.
years. Yeah, I guess who wouldn't, like how do you find those coping mechanisms to get through the day when you have so much challenges?
Yeah, but here the Lebanese people, you know, yani, the history
Hmm.
uh, faced over the years many pandemics, many problems, many wars. So the people here started to regulate themselves with everything, or put themselves in a bubble, protecting bubble. So I don't think for the future years, uh, the problems or the pandemics will affect them negatively. I don't think.
Okay, that's an interesting observation. And I love how you said they have improved over the years and years and years.
Hmm.
Self-regulation. That word caught my attention. The two words, because that is often the problem. Is many people don't know how to manage their own well-being, their own
Yep.
stress levels, their cognitive outlook, how they see things. Um, I mean, in Lebanon too, family is a huge uh, part of the foundation. So whether you have family in Ottawa, just like you suggested, you have family wherever or even in Lebanon,
Yes.
helping one another, sticking with each other.
Exactly.
It's a big part of mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes it's the cause of poor mental health.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. We won't talk about any mother-in-laws. It's okay.
Yeah.
um, no, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, Lebanon is rich. I can't say this enough because I ended up learning about the mountain trail, the LMTA.
Yeah.
So that's a shout out to the LMTA team, Omar and the rest of the people there. They're so dedicated, and
Hmm.
when I saw what people are doing, even I'll give you an example just to highlight it for the listener, anyone who's watching this. They've converted, from what I understood, a significant part of the trail so that people who are paraplegic, they have wheelchairs. There's special wheelchairs they can use to actually hike the trail. Um, and Omar was explaining to me there that they're actually converting part of the trail as well now, so that visually impaired people with low or no vision can hike the trail more
Hmm.
independently, safely. When I heard those things, I was just amazed. Um, so I guess for people who think that in Lebanon, you know, people aren't paying attention to health and wellness,
Hmm.
I think they're wrong, right? So
Yep.
not to mention too, I always talk about it because I love it, but the Mediterranean diet, specifically Lebanese diet, I mean,
Yep.
okay, fact or fiction, is the Lebanese diet in your opinion, I mean, no bias, probably obviously, but I mean, it truly is a healthy nutritious diet.
Yeah, it's the best in the world, from my opinion. It's the best in the world.
What makes it the best in the world, though? What is it
Uh,
about it?
it's division in the macronutrients, okay? You know, it's 50% carbs, it's 30% fat, it's 20% protein. So you go for a dinner or for a lunch with the whole macros. You
Mm,
took you all macros for one meal.
mm. It's amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
And we sort of haven't been invaded by Americanized fast food.
Ah, you know,
Sort of.
the obesity, yeah, the obesity in the world
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
caused by the fast food, the junk
I
food, the McDonald's, KFC.
I'm guilty. I ate one Burger King in I think it was Juni or somewhere or Beirut. I don't, so I'm guilty of one burger. But I love how you broke down the macro and micronutrient aspect of Lebanese nutrition. Yeah, it
Yep.
amazes me how delicious
Of
vegetarian food can taste.
course.
You know, do you have just on a fun personal note? Do you have a specific dish in the Lebanese nutrition that you enjoy the most?
Well, yeah, we have ملوخية. We
Okay,
have,
cool.
yep, ملوخية is the best. You know,
So
they have
yeah,
the vegetarian, the vegetables. You have the meat. You have the rice. So it's full.
yeah,
You have the
yeah.
lemon or the vinegar.
Oh, it adds such a delicious taste to it, doesn't it?
Yep,
The savory with the acidic part of it. I really like
yep.
that meal as well. My aunt keeps reminding me. She says, "Oh, it's an ancient meal. They've been eating it forever, and it's very healthy. And it comes originally from Egypt." I said, "Okay, thanks, aunt.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome."
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, we've spent some time touching on a variety of subjects. I'm loving this conversation. Is there any projects that you are working? Are there any? You have any projects that you're working on that yeah, you want to sort of share a little more about anything that you're interested in or any, yeah, specific areas of your studies that you're passionate about?
Okay, I'm now just not going to projects. I'm not just focusing on my university because it is tough. Okay, we have big semesters, we have big courses, we have stages. Uh, uh, I have my beside work, it is in gym.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
your
don't
plate's
have,
full.
yeah, yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense. There will be time, like you said, for projects and initiatives. Um, I know that the generally speaking, the civil environment in Lebanon has not functioned well in the last
yep.
couple of years, but does the civil aspects of Lebanon, do they actually support health and wellness overall, or not really?
Not really. Here in Lebanon, everyone يعني it means everyone responsible for himself, okay? Everyone manage himself, take care of himself.
Yeah, yeah, it's very personal initiative. They don't
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
for they don't wait for a government to say, "Oh, you should go and
yeah,
work
yeah,
out."
yeah. The government is sleeping
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For
in a deep
sleeping for
sleep.
now, sleeping for now. Yeah.
Mm,
Well, that's very interesting. I tell you what, I want to put a plug in here just for Charbel. If anyone's watching this video and has an interest to explore working with Charbel, either on their nutrition or on a fitness plan or on exchanging information, whatever it is, consulting, you know what? Just send me a message, guys, through Remote Work Lebanon's portal, remoteworklebanon.com, and it'd be more than happy to connect you to Charbel, and then you guys can explore together or through us or together, whatever opportunities. Um, yeah, my hope really is for this remote work. Personally, for me, I like one-on-one coaching a lot, but at some point I would like to try a what do you call it, remote coaching arrangement. So I might become one of your next Canadian customers.
yeah.
Um, but no, it's a tool. I always tell people it's a tool. and you should, and people shouldn't, what's the word? They should consider it as part of a mix. So for example, if they do want to consult or work specifically with a coach on a particular aspect of their fitness journey, then maybe they should explore remote work, remote work and remote workouts at some point,
Yeah.
right? So, but on that note, I mean, yeah, it's been awesome. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I learned a few new things about,
Yeah, me
you
too.
know, that I didn't know before. So, and I hope our viewers too appreciate that. And well, I'm looking forward to staying in touch, and hopefully we can connect you with some opportunities that down the way. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I
Okay,
appreciate your
Charbel,
time.
for sure.